Hello dear students, welcome to the video session on the second chapter of your elective paper Corporate Secretaryship. This chapter is all about corporate correspondence. Here we are going to discuss as to how a company secretary or a corporate secretary undertakes the work of corporate correspondence. First of all, let's understand what is meant by corporate correspondence. We have understood in the previous chapter that a company secretary or a corporate secretary acts as a medium of communication between the company and its different stakeholders. He is placed in the highest level of an organization's hierarchy through whom the matters relating to the company is being conveyed to the various stakeholders. The company secretary should be very tactful. At the same time, he should be courteous, friendly, and helpful to all the stakeholders. The company secretary must ensure that no confidential information of the company is made available to any sections of the stakeholders which may affect the interest of the company as a whole. In the sense, a company secretary must communicate only those informations which are relating to the stakeholders and which will protect their interest in the company. This is regarding the meaning of corporate correspondence. Then let us take up in the next slide who are the different stakeholders of the company and what are the matters in which corporate correspondence is required. The stakeholders of the company include shareholders, debenture holders, government department, statutory bodies, directors, public, customers, office and other employees of the company. So whatever the information that is communicated to these stakeholders is called corporate correspondence. Hence, we have various kinds of corporate correspondence, that is correspondence with the shareholders, correspondence with the debenture holders, correspondence with the government department and statutory bodies, correspondence with the directors, correspondence with the public and customers, correspondence with the office staff and other employees of the company. In this session, I am going to cover only the first type, that is correspondence with the shareholders. Among the various kinds of stakeholders, the shareholders are considered as the owners of the company, and therefore the company secretary has to safeguard their interest in the company, and also he should attend their queries relating to various issues. A company secretary acts as a link between the company and the shareholders, that is, whatever the information the company would like to communicate with the shareholders or the shareholders would like to communicate with the company, that is being done with the help of company secretary. In addition to that, he or she, that is the company secretary, shall execute several duties towards protecting the interest of the shareholders in the company. Amongst them, the first one is circulate prospectus, invite and receive share application, issue allotment letter and share certificates, arrange for the distribution of dividend warrants to the shareholders. Here, the prospectus is a kind of invitation asking the public to subscribe for the shares of the company. Seeing the prospectus, the public will apply for the shares of the company. After the last date for the application is over, the company secretary will have to issue two letters. The first one is letter of allotment and the second one is letter of regret. The letter of allotment will be issued to those applicants to whom the shares have been allotted, and the letter of regret will be allotted to those applicants to whom the shares have not been allotted. After the allotment of shares, the company secretary shall also issue share certificate to all the shareholders. Eventually, whenever the company declares dividend, he or she, that is the company secretary, shall also make arrangement for the distribution of dividend warrants or dividend among the shareholders. Then the second point says sending notice and agenda to the shareholders for their respective meetings and make arrangement to hold the meetings. So it means whenever the director decide to hold the meetings of the shareholders, the notice as well as the agenda means whatever the matters that is going to be discussed in the meeting, so that will be sent to the shareholders by the company secretary, and he shall also make arrangement, he shall organize the meetings as per the plan. The third point says record the proceedings of the meeting in the minutes book. So here proceedings is nothing but whatever the resolution they come out after having discussions in the meeting, so that will be recorded in the minutes book, and that work is done by the company secretary. And the fourth point says allowing shareholders to inspect various books and registers as permissible under Companies Act of 1994. Companies Act of 1994 has given permission to the shareholders to inspect the various books as well as the registers of the company, because the shareholders are the owners of the company, and that work is again undertaken by the company secretary. Fifth point says communicate the decisions of the board of directors to the shareholders and deal with the queries and complaints of the shareholders. So whatever the decision that is being undertaken or taken by the board of directors, so that shall be communicated to the shareholders by the company secretary. At the same time, if the shareholders have some queries or complaints, that shall also be attended by the company secretary. At the same time, he should try to resolve all such complaints of the shareholders. And the last point says protect the interest of the shareholders. So this is the first and foremost duty of the company secretary, because shareholders are the owners of the company. So he has to always try to protect the interest of the shareholders in the company. In addition to these six duties, the company secretary will also have some other duties with regard to the shareholders. Let us take up in the next slide. The correspondence of the company secretary with the shareholders are broadly classified as letter to shareholders offering new shares. The second one is correspondence with regard to application, allotment and calls on shares when the shares are issued to the public. And the third one, letter to shareholders intimating bonus shares. The fourth one is with regard to the distribution of dividend among the shareholders. Let us take up all these points one by one. The first one is letter to shareholders offering new shares. Whenever the company decides to go for further public offer to raise additional funds required for expansion of business, it will go for issue of new shares. Then such new shares have to be offered to the existing shareholders, because they have right to buy those additional shares, and those additional shares are also called as the right shares. The company secretary will have to communicate this information to all the existing shareholders using the following format. So this is the format in which the company secretary will communicate about the issue of additional shares when they are offered to the existing shareholders. On the top, the letter will include the name of the company. In the next line, address. In the next line, in the left hand side, phone number. In the right hand side, email ID of the company. In the next line, sir or madam. In the next line, subject. So subject of the letter, that is issue of 1 lakh ordinary shares of rupees 10 each at par. In the next line, body of the letter, that is with reference to the above subject, the directors feel that fair opportunities have thrown open for the expansion of production capacity. Accordingly, they have decided to enlarge the factory and to modernize the plant and equipment, for which additional capital of rupees 10 lakh is required. The board has decided to raise this sum by means of issue of 1 lakh ordinary shares of rupees 10 each, and to offer these shares at par to the existing shareholders of the company pro rata to their holdings. Your holding in the company entitles you to apply for the additional shares. So, which means that the existing shareholders, as he is holding the shares in the company, he is entitled to apply for the additional shares, and accordingly, if he is interested, he can apply for the same. A memorandum outlining full particulars is enclosed. In case you are interested, you may please send the application form duly filled in the format so as to reach the office not later than 24th August 2019 by Board of Directors, which means this is the decision of the Board of Directors to issue the additional shares. Okay. In the next line, name of the secretary with his signature. In the next line, place and date. So this is the format in which company secretary shall communicate about the issue of right shares to the existing shareholders. And if at all the existing shareholders are interested to buy those additional shares, then they can apply for the same by sending the application to the office of the company secretary or the company. Okay. Then let us take up the second correspondence, that is with regard to the application, allotment and calls on shares. The previous point I just spoke about issuing the shares to the existing shareholders. But this point speaks about issuing the shares to the public. When a company offers shares to the public, after the last date for the application is over, the company secretary shall process the applications and make the arrangement for the allotment of shares to the applicants. He shall issue letter of allotment to allotted applicants and letter of regret to the rejected applicants. Eventually, he shall also issue share certificate and call letters asking the shareholders to pay the call money due on their shares. Let us see the format of letter of allotment, letter of regret and letter of call one by one. First letter is letter of allotment. After the last date for the application is over, the company secretary will have to process all the applications and find out what is the case of subscription before he makes any allotment. So in case of subscription, there might be three kinds. The first one is full subscription, second one is oversubscription, third one is undersubscription. So let us understand the meaning of all these terminologies. In case of full subscription, what happens is that if the company has issued some 1 lakh shares to the public for subscription, the public will apply for exactly 1 lakh shares. So it is the case of full subscription. In such a case, suppose I have asked for some 100 shares. If I have applied for 100 shares of the company, I will get exactly 100 shares because it is the case of full subscription. Okay, there is no possibility of rejecting any applications. But in the second case, that is oversubscription, if the company has issued 1 lakh shares to the public for subscription, the public will apply for 1 lakh 50,000. So it is called oversubscription. The public have oversubscribed it. In such a case, there might be two possibilities. The first possibility is that those applicants who have asked for this extra 50,000 shares, their application might be rejected and only they will go for making the allotment to the applicants who have asked for remaining 1 lakh shares. So that is the first possibility. The second possibility is that they may go for pro rata allotment. Pro rata allotment means partial allotment. They may take some ratio. If you take the ratio here, it is 3:2. If I've asked for 3 shares, I will get only 2 shares. If I've asked for 100 shares, if I have asked for 150 shares, I will get only 100 shares. So this is called pro rata allotment. So in case of oversubscription, there might be two possibilities. But please understand, in case of oversubscription, there is no guarantee that all the applicants will get the shares because it is a case of oversubscription. There is possibility that board of directors may reject the applications of some applicants and they may go for allotting the shares in full to other applicants. Okay, so that is second case. Then coming to the third case, under subscription. Under subscription means if the company has issued 1 lakh shares but the public will subscribe for only 95,000 shares. They will apply only for 95,000 shares. In the case of under subscription also, there is no problem. All the applicants who have applied for the shares, if I have asked for 100 shares, I will get exactly 100 shares because it is a case of under subscription. The company secretary will have to find out what is the case of subscription. It will be any one of these three. Either it will be full subscription, or it will be over subscription, or it will be under subscription. So depending upon the case, he has to take the decision with regard to the allotment. So when they take the decision to go for allotment, this letter of allotment will be sent to the shareholders. The importance of this letter is that depending upon the case of subscription, the shareholders or the applicants must be intimated or they should be informed regarding what is the number of shares they have been allotted and what is the price payable on the shares and what are the other terms and conditions of the issue. So that is why this letter of allotment will be issued to the applicant to whom the shares have been allotted. Okay, so this is the sample letter of allotment. So let us see what is the content of this letter. On the top, name of the company will be written. In the next line, address, phone number and email ID. In the next line, on the right side, we are going to write the date. In the left side, we are going to write the name of the applicant, okay, with the reference number and address. In the next line, subject of the letter, that is allotment of shares. In the next line, it will be intimated that, dear sir, this is to inform you that your application number, so they will have to mention what is the number of that application which the applicant has applied for the shares, dated so and so date, was considered at the board of directors meeting held on this particular date, that is 19th July 2016, as per the board of directors resolution number this. So they will have to also mention regarding the resolution number which is taken in the board of directors meeting, and the details of the allotment of the equity shares are given below. So in the table we find that what is the number of shares applied by this particular applicant and what is the number of shares allotted for. He had applied for 100 shares and he got exactly 100 shares, so it might be the case of full subscription. Okay, and in the third column we find distinctive number of shares. So here we find that he has been allotted 100 shares, so each share will have one distinctive number, so that will be mentioned in the allotment letter. So here it is given that 28012 2900, so that is the distinctive number of those 100 shares. Then amount received on the application money. So this also you should understand. If the face value of the share is rupees 100, they will not collect entire 100 rupees along with the application. It will be collected in the various stages. 25 rupees as a application money, 25 rupees as a allotment money, 25 rupees as a first call money, 25 rupees as a final call money. So this is just an example. So in such a case, along with the application, what is the amount they have received? So that will be mentioned in the fourth column. Amount received as application money, rupees 250. Okay, in the fifth column, so what is the allotment money due on the shares which have been allotted? So here he has been allotted 100 shares. On those 100 shares, what is the allotment money due here? 250 rupees. Okay, so the purpose of this letter is to intimate that what is the number of shares that has been allotted to him and what is the allotment money which he has to remit immediately after receiving this letter. You are hereby requested to pay the aforesaid amount, that is this allotment due amount, which is mentioned in column 5, to our company's bankers via Bank of Baroda at any branch, any of its branch. Please make it convenient to pay the allotment money on or before 10th July 2017. Duly signed and executed share certificate shall be exchanged against this letter of allotment and allotment receipt. Okay, so after this allotment money is paid to the company, so they will issue the share certificate to the shareholder. Okay, that is this particular applicant. So in the next line, they are going to write thanking you, and in the middle, they have to put the seal of the company, and in the right hand side, yours faithfully, they will have to write the secretary's name with the name of the company. So this is the sample letter of allotment. In the exam, you may get a question, draft the sample letter of allotment. So you will have to write the same content, okay, with some other example. Second letter is letter of regret. So this letter is issued to those applicants to whom the shares have not been allotted. So we have considered in case of oversubscription, if the company has issued 1 lakh shares, the public might subscribe for 1,50,000 shares. So the first possibility is that those applicants who have applied for this extra 50,000 shares, their application might be rejected by the company, and only those applicants who have asked for remaining 1 lakh, their application may be accepted in full and they might be allotted in full 1 lakh shares. Okay, so now remaining 50,000, those applicants who have asked for this remaining 50,000 shares, so their application now has been rejected. So they should be sent one intimation by the company secretary saying that whatever the application who have applied for, that has been rejected by the company because of oversubscription. So hereby we are also remitting the application money which you had paid along with the application form. Okay, so the purpose of the letter of regret is to intimate the applicant that their application has been rejected because of oversubscription or maybe for some other reason, and the application money which they have paid, that has been refunded along with this letter. So look, this is the sample letter. Let us see what is mentioned in this letter. On the top, they are going to write the name of the company, telephone number, email ID. In the next line, on the left side, the details of the applicant along with the address. In the left side, right side, the date of this particular letter. In the next line, subject, rejection of share application. Sir, I am directed by the board of directors to inform you that your share application number so and so for 100 equity shares of rupees 10 each has been rejected due to oversubscription of the shares. Particulars about your application are given below. In the first column, they will mention what is the application number and what is the refund order number. Refund in the sense whatever the application money that particular applicant had paid along with the application, so that should be refunded. Okay, so they will prepare one refund order. So what is the number of that refund order, that will be mentioned in the second column. In the third column, number of shares applied for. Fourth column, number of shares allotted, which is nil because the application has been completely rejected. The amount received along with the application is 250. Refund amount is exactly same as 250 rupees. Okay, we thank you for the interest which you have shown in our company. Kindly acknowledge the receipt of the refund order and oblige. Okay, so they are just asking the applicant to excuse them for rejecting their application and thank for the interest which the applicant has shown by applying for the shares of the company. In the next line they will write thanking you. In the next line, refund order. So along with this letter they will also enclose the refund order, which state that the application money has been refunded to the bank account of the applicant. Okay, then in the right side they will write the name of the secretary along with his signature. Okay, so this is the format, the sample letter of regret. Then the third letter is letter of call. As I said in the previous slide here, the face value of the share will not be collected entirely along with the application money. It will be collected in various stages. Some portion along with the application, some money as a allotment money, some portion as a first call money, and some portion as a final call money. So they are going to collect this amount in various stages. So now, as we discuss here, so they have collected now the application money and allotment money. Along with this allotment letter they have collected the allotment money. So how much amount has been collected so far? Only 50 rupees. Whenever the company requires additional fund, they may go for making the first call. So to intimate that the shareholder have to pay the first call money, they are going to send a letter of call. So let's see what will be included in this letter of call. After the shares are allotted by the company may call the balance amount due on the shares from the shareholders. So here 50 rupees has been already collected as application money and allotment money. The remaining 50 rupees at a time they may call, or they may again split into first call and final call. That depends on the needs of the company. Okay, the sample call letter will be as follows. On the top, the name of the company. In the next line, address. In the next line, on the left side, phone number. In the right side, email ID. In the next line, the address and name of the applicant. In the next line, dear shareholder, subject first call notice. Suppose that out of this balance amount, that is 50 rupees, they have again split into first call and final call. So this letter intimates that the first call money has been due and the shareholders will have to immediately pay that first call money as soon as he received this call letter. Okay, this is to inform you that the first call money at rupees 24 per partly paid up share is due on 30th September 2019, and you are directed to make the payment to our banker through RTGS using the same account details and IFSC code as given during the allotment of the shares. Yours faithfully. They will write the name of the company secretary, name of the company, place and date. Okay, so the purpose of the letter of call is to intimate the shareholder regarding the call money due on their share, and they have to pay that money within so and so date. These are the three letters which the company secretary will have to send to the shareholders. The first one is letter of allotment. The purpose of letter of allotment is to intimate the applicant with regard to the number of shares he has been allotted and what is the allotment money due on his shares, which will be deposited immediately after receiving this letter. Okay, so the second letter is letter of regret. The purpose of this letter is to intimate that the application has been rejected and the application money which has been received by this particular applicant has been refunded along with this letter. Okay, and the third letter is letter of call. This letter intimates the shareholder with regard to the share call money due on his shares and which will have to be deposited within so and so date. So this is regarding the second kind of correspondence, that is with regard to application, allotment and share call money. Then let us take up the third type, that is letter to shareholders intimating the bonus shares. Let us first know the meaning of bonus shares. Bonus shares are those shares which are issued to the existing shareholders free of cost. It is also called as the stock dividend. In the sense, instead of paying dividend in cash, the company may issue the shares by capitalizing the reserves of the company. Such shares are called bonus shares. When the board of directors take decision to go for issue of bonus shares by capitalizing the reserves of the company, that must be intimated to the shareholders, because shareholders are the owners of the company. Whatever the reserves the board of directors have decided to capitalize for the purpose of issue of bonus shares. Ultimately, that belongs to the shareholders. So that is why the decision about the issue of bonus shares by capitalizing the reserves must be intimated to the shareholders by the company secretary. Following is the sample letter of intimating the shareholders about the issue of bonus shares. On the top, they have to write the name of the company. In the next line, address of the company. In the next line, on the left side, phone number. On the right side, email ID. In the next line, the name and address of the shareholder. In the next line, subject about the issue of bonus shares. I am directed to inform you that board of directors have decided to issue bonus shares. An outline of the scheme has been drafted and is enclosed for your information. This will come up for consideration and final approval in the meeting of general body which will be held on July 24, 2019. I trust you will support the proposed scheme which is being introduced to further interest of the company. Yours faithfully, signature and name of the company secretary. In the next line, place and date. This is the letter in which intimates the shareholders about the issue of bonus shares. Along with this letter, they will also enclose one document which is a draft of the scheme about the issue of bonus shares, which will be presented before the general body meeting, and if it is approved in the general body meeting, then the bonus shares will be credited to the demat account of the shareholders. So this is the third kind of correspondence with the shareholders, that is with regard to issue of bonus shares. Then let us take up the last one, that is correspondence with regard to the distribution of dividend. When the board of directors declared the dividend at the annual general meeting, the company secretary will have to take full responsibility for the payment of dividend to the shareholders within 42 days from the date of annual general meeting. He shall prepare letter of dividend payment and dividend warrants and send them to the shareholders. Here, the dividend warrant is a document or it is a letter which shows that the shareholder is entitled for the receipt of dividend. The purpose of the letter of dividend and the dividend warrant is to intimate the shareholders that some money has been credited to their account as a dividend, either interim dividend or final dividend, as on so and so date. Let us see the format of letter of dividend. On the top, they are going to write the name of the company. In the next line, address of the company. In the next line, on the left side, phone number. On the right side, email ID. Dear shareholders, subject is with regard to intimation regarding the credit of second interim dividend for the year 2018-19 through NECS or NEFT or DC or RTGS. We are pleased to inform you that the company has declared the second interim dividend at 75%, that is rupees 7.50 per equity share of the face value rupees 10 each for the financial year 2018-19. As per your mandate registered with the registrar and the share transfer agent or depository participant, the company has remitted the interim dividend amount through electronic mode as per details below. This table gives the detail about the remittance of interim dividend to the account of the shareholder, which is linked along with the demat account. Okay, kindly verify the credit of dividend amount in your bank account. In case the credit has not been received, kindly refer the same to Miss Dash Private Limited, the registrar and the share transfer agent of the company. So if the amount has not been credited to the account of the shareholder, then it must be intimated to the registrar of the company and also who is the share transfer agent of the company. In the next line, thanking you, you are faithfully. So they have to put the signature of the company secretary along with the name. Okay, so this is the letter of dividend which intimates the shareholders with regard to the credit of dividend amount to the account of the shareholder. So this is regarding the various correspondences of the company secretary with the shareholder. We have discussed the first one, that is letter to shareholders offering the new shares. The second one, application, allotment and calls on shares. The third one, with regard to letter of shareholders intimating the bonus shares. And the fourth one, distribution of dividend. So this is regarding the correspondence with the shareholders. The other correspondence with the other stakeholders of the company, let us take up in the next video. Thank you for watching.